Hi, this is Brian. Welcome back to another optimized video. Today I'm going to walk you through how to optimize your productivity with more wisdom and less time. Again, to set the context for those who are new to Optimize. Optimize is all about more wisdom and less time. We offer something called Philosopher's Notes, which are distillations of great books, 600 books distilled into 6-page PDFs. 20-minute MP3s, and you can listen and read on the go with your app. We've got 50 Optimal Living 101 classes, which are hour-long distillations of the best big ideas from those Philosopher's Notes in each of these categories: mental toughness, habits, sleep, stoicism, productivity, peak performance, etc. And then we've got a bunch of Optimize Plus ones, and now it's absolutely free. So as I've said in some recent videos, used to be premium, it's now free. Tens of thousands of people have paid for it, and we're excited to offer it for free as part of my new business, Heroic Acquiring Optimize. We want to help catalyze our movement and fulfill our mission to help create a world in which more and more people are flourishing. There you go. There's the prelude. Let's talk productivity. Productivity, how do we optimize it? This is another one of my favorite subjects. I like sleep. We talked about that and my Aura score in that video and some of the great books on sleep. Well, I also like producing at a high level. So, as I've mentioned, when I want to master a subject, particularly when I hold myself accountable to teaching the subject, I want to go immerse myself in the best books on the subject. So, that's what I've done. Deep Work, #1 book. You want to be productive? Understand how to get into deep work. Cal Newport's one of my favorite authors. We have featured not just this book, but So Good They Can't Ignore You, in Digital Minimalism and How to Become a Straight A Student. He's also a dear friend, and he's a genius. MIT, PhD, Georgetown professor. Check him out, calnewport.com. Pay attention to what he has to say. This book is amazing. Again, check out the Philosopher's Note. We'll look at it more. The One Thing by Gary Keller. That is a phenomenal book. What's important to you? Have you taken the time to identify that? Because you won't be productive unless you know what's actually worthy of your time. As Peter Drucker says, we have his book, The Effective Executive, the world's greatest 20th century business strategist. There is no greater waste of time, he says, than doing efficiently that which should never have been done in the first place. If you're sitting there going from reactive mode to reactive mode and not actually doing what's most important, your one thing, as Gary Keller would say, in a deep work bubble, you will never produce at the levels you're capable of producing at. Another great book, The Powerful Engagement. Now, the big idea from this book is the fact that it's all about energy management, not time management. Now, this is one of the core themes of my entire work. In our Mastery Series and Coach program, we have worked with 3,500 people have gone through our Optimized Mastery Series Coach program to get certified as an Optimized Coach or just to become the next best version of themselves from over 90 countries around the world, etc. Check that out if you're feeling it. And the core theme of that is get your energy right. Then bring that energy to your work and your love. We call it the big three. Separate conversation. But the powerful engagement is all about that. Managing energy, not time, is the key to high performance and personal renewal. Somewhat paradoxical. Really? I should start with my energy if I want to be productive? Yes. And if you want to be loving and connected and everything else good in your life. If you have a hard time getting out of bed, good luck showing up powerfully in your work or your love. And again, if you're having a hard time because of poor lifestyle choices, etc. We'll talk about that in energy, in nutrition, in sleeping, in fitness, in breathing, all of our fundamentals. We'll do videos like this on those domains. So those are my top 3 favorite books if I had to pick 3. Deep Work, The One Thing, The Powerful Engagement. It changes, but that's what I'm thinking right now. The 10X Rule, Grant Cardone. This dude is all in. Just gives me the freedom and us the freedom to go hard. 10X your vision, and most importantly, 10X your hustle. Of course, oscillating, managing your energy, but give us all you got. B, as I've got on my whiteboard, unapologetically intense and committed to your life's goals. That's how you light a fire on your productivity. Effective Executive, again, Drucker, tons of ideas. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, one of the great psychologists and thinkers of the modern era, Flow. How do you get into flow? Here's how. Check out the notes. 6-page PDF. David Allen, Getting Things Done. Boom. The 4 Disciplines of Execution. Another great book. Great authors. Deeply grateful for their wisdom. The 80-20 principle. This one changed my life. It's related to the one thing, you know. Most people chase everything. No. Figure out what's most important. 80-20. What 20% of your activities lead to 80% of your gains? Guess what? Focus on the 20%. Ignore the 80% you're wasting your time on. And then the one thing guys go even deeper. They say take that 20%, then within that bucket, figure out what the 20% is. Then within that bucket, figure out what the 20% is, and do that enough, and you wind up at your one thing. I and our team, we're ruthless about taking our energy and focusing it like a laser beam on what's important now. WIN, we call it. And when you do that consistently, your power becomes extraordinary. We actually have a mathematical equation for it. We talk about it in the Mastery Series. It becomes infinite. Longer chat. Charles Duhigg's great book, Smarter, Faster, Better. We got notes, 7 habits, notes, organized tomorrow, today. Fantastic. Unsubscribed, fantastic. And then we've got a collection of plus ones, dozens and dozens of plus ones. We have over 1,000 of those, all categorized here. So briefly, deep work. It's a superpower. Let's go to our little, we got, again, this is your first video, I read books, or I did, spent half of the last 25 years as a founder CEO, raised 20 million bucks, built and sold 2 businesses, working on basically the 3rd/4th. And the other half of the time, I was a hermit, a philosopher, a lover of wisdom. All I did was read, write, teach, repeat. And I read 600 books that I distilled into these 6-page PDFs. The highlighter effect here represents, big ideas from the book. So, when you read a book, there's those sections you asterisk and underline and highlight. Boom. I pull them out in this note. I riff on them, connect them to other ideas, then kick you in the butt and challenge you to go out and live these ideas, moving from theory to practice today, right? So here's a great line from it. Cal tells us deep work, which is the ability to focus your mind without distractions on the most important thing you need to do. Cal says deep work is so important that we might consider it, to use the phrasing of business writer Eric Barker, the superpower of the 21st century. We also have a note on Eric Barker's book called Barking Up the Wrong Tree. Cal also says that deep work, where does he put it? He says it is simultaneously more rare and more valuable. Less people are doing it right at a time we're doing it is more valuable. So if you can get yourself to go into a deep work bubble, you can do extraordinary things. And guess what? That happens to be Gary Keller's #1 recommendation in The One Thing. So Gary Keller helps us, he helps us figure out what the most important thing is to do. Then he teaches us how to go do it. So he calls it time blocking, which Cal Newport talks about a lot as well. And he tells us, look, this is it. You got to be able to concentrate all your thoughts upon the work at hand. Alexander Graham Bell says, the sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. He calls this time blocking, again, deep work time block, harnesses your energy and centers it on your most important work. Energy times focus, what's important now. It is productivity's greatest power tool. I pay attention to guys like him who have created the largest real estate agency in the world. What is it called? Keller Williams. Anyway, there you go. Productivity. I'm going to pause there. Lots to go into. If we want to optimize our lives and show up as the most productive version of ourselves, we've got to figure out what are the key levers we can pull. Hopefully you'll find some value in the big ideas from those philosopher's notes, the plus ones, the 101 class. Actually, you know what? I didn't go into the 101. Let's do that real quick. So Productivity 101, hour-long class in which I distill my favorite ideas. You can go chapter to chapter to chapter. Every one of our 101s has a beautiful workbook by our brilliant sketch artist in Germany who takes the lessons and then puts it into this poster. 10 ideas, boom, you can visually capture it. Then you can print them out and work through them and help you bring this wisdom to life in your life. My wife actually recorded meditations for most of these. You've got some affirmations to help bring the wisdom home in whatever style is best for you. Again, all of this is on the web. It's on our app, optimize.me, absolutely free. We'd be honored to have you join us. Day one, let's go. More soon. What are we going to cover next? I think we're going to go for Stoicism next, and then we'll do purpose after that. We've now done videos on habits, on sleep, on conquering digital addiction. Check all those out. We will continue our little videos here. What do you want to optimize today? Let's go. More wisdom, less time. Have an awesome day. See you.